There's something very important I forgot to tell you.
What?
Don't cross the streams.
Why?
It would be bad.
I'm fuzzy on the whole good-bad thing. What do you mean bad?
Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
Total protonic reversal. All right, that's bad.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Hello and welcome to The Rhythm Section, a Memphis music podcast produced by SRP Studios Podcasting, SRP Studios, LLC.com.
Catch new episodes every Tuesday morning on Apple and Spotify, 6 p.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook, and 7:30 p.m. on radio-memphis.com.
And please follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com for all channel links and episodes. Yeah, another week of promotion on this one.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. From the studio to the stage, the Rhythm Section podcast is turning 100. Join us as we celebrate our 100th episode with a special episode filmed in front of a live audience at Rooster's Blues House Highland, right here in Memphis.
This celebration is on Saturday, June 7th. Doors will open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 3:30 to 5 p.m. Located at 535 South Highland Street. Best of all, it's free.
Please click our event link in the description and reserve your seats now by calling 901-430-9890. Please join us in this milestone moment, everyone. We cannot wait for it, and we're excited to see you all there, right? Yeah. Thank you for joining us once again. My name is Derrick. My good buddy over here, Animal, wearing the Beast Mode shirt. Jeff is in the house, everyone. Today is a great interview with CharMaine TyRelle.
Yes.
He sings and owns CT and the Vibe Tribe, but he's an artist and everything about him. And we'll talk more about him after the ad break. And next week we have Joel Rustenhaven and T-Bone Hood.
Yes, sir.
Guitar player. And, well, Joel's singer, guitar player, T-Bone guitar player for Rustenhaven. They were a lot of fun, and check them out next week.
Yep.
But this intro today is going to be all about our friend Thomas Halfacre.
Yes.
By now, it's been very public for some time now that he's been struggling with cancer. And like so many times, you think you're on the other side of it in recovery,
Right.
and then it comes back or something else happens. So we're here to talk about his benefit that's going to be coming up, and also want to read a post that he wrote. I figured it'd be great if you kind of heard an update from him, even though it's us reading it. But with Facebook, if you post it, it's public.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't feel like I'm sharing anything that needs to be private. So let me start with the post to give everyone kind of an idea, and then we'll start talking about the event and also how it's going to tie in with our event on the 7th at Roosters.
Right.
But this is a post that Thomas put out a few weeks ago. Cancer Round 2 update. As suspected, there is a tumor. It's more substantial than hoped. The tumor has crossed the center point of the tongue, seeped into the jawbone, and is resting on the voice box. So chemotherapy to reduce it is the best option before surgery. Going in now for surgery would mean whole tongue and voice box removal. That's lots of challenges in the tongue. I'm sorry, lots of challenges if the tongue is removed. I know some of you wouldn't mind if my speech was limited.
He hasn't lost his sense of humor.
I love that, yeah. So, and then he ends it with, I'm sure they will be scheduling the chemo soon.
Right.
So if you go follow, I'm sure most of you are already following Thomas. If not, go follow his page or check it out. There's way more updates in there. He's very transparent about this whole process. And that you can just learn more of the struggle that he's going through right now. And, you know, when they had the Kisstory concert, the celebration of Kiss at Lafayette's last month or 2 months ago, he was in a lot of pain. You know, he was working through it, through the recovery, but what a trooper. He worked his tail off, not only on that show, but every day at Lafayette.
Sure.
Since he took over there.
Yeah.
But now he's very limited. So there's a lot of other people. There's too many names to mention, or names I don't even know.
Right.
But a lot of people are stepping up to help him at Lafayette's. People are stepping up to help him at home because he's really just down for the count. He can't even mow his lawn,
Right.
those types of things. So and then you add medical bills, and then, you got to still pay your personal bills.
Yeah.
It's a mess, and it's so unfortunate.
Just so everybody knows, there are links floating around on Facebook for Venmo and for GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Find those and do anything you can to help because he needs it.
Absolutely. So the benefit, Roosters, and this will be repeated in our ad break too,
Right.
when we do the band dates for Musicians Booking Agency. But Roosters Blues House on Highland. Again, that's 535 South Highland Street, Memphis. It's going to be Sunday, June 1st,
Right.
from 5 to 10 p.m., $10 at the door, and all proceeds will benefit Thomas's medical expenses. There will be some auction items there. The bands that you will see, Almost Famous, I'm not sure on the order, but
Right.
Almost Famous, Black 59, Play Rough, The Pinch, and some special guests. I've been told there might be some kind of jam at the end, a mixture of all the different musicians that are a part of the night.
Yeah.
It was important that the bands were or had long-term relationships with Thomas.
Sure.
And we've had Thomas on the show. We've had Play Rough on the show. They're synonymous with each other back in the day. I mean, they traveled and toured together in the van. There's a lot of funny stories along with that as well. So that all makes sense. I know he's done work for Almost Famous and all these bands. So, but yeah, just wanted to put some shine on that. We will be promoting it again next week, and then it's 2 weeks from now, so it's going to come up quick. So there's only a couple episodes that we can talk about it because this just was posted between this episode and last episode.
You're right.
It just dropped. I just put it out there. And so shout out to Cindy Wilson. I know she's the one that was like, I got to do this.
Right.
I'm on it. And then to Roosters and Julian and everyone, the staff over there.
Yep.
Appreciate you all for, creating such an event.
Yep.
We'll be there. Can't wait.
Yep.
Can't wait to help out. With all that now, me and Jeff decided that when we are doing our 100th episode on the 7th,
Right.
we will have a tip bucket. And all tips are going to go to Thomas.
Awesome.
So we're going to push that again next week. And the whole time we're at the show, we're going to keep mentioning, hey, hit that tip bucket. It's all going to Thomas.
Right.
The best we can to help raise some money for him as well. So every dollar counts at this point. Yeah. And did you mention the GoFundMe?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I know you said there was a link out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So there is a GoFundMe link. And, I'm going to leave myself a note here. That GoFundMe link is going to be in the description.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to leave a note. GoFundMe link.
Yeah. And Thomas, goes without saying, we love you, buddy.
Yes.
Praying for you. I have no doubt you're going to kick this thing in the ass and get on the other side of it and continue.
You got this, man.
Continue to talk all of our ears off.
Yes.
Area 51.
Hey, look at you on
You
top of it.
started music.
You flipped the page before I did.
That's right.
Go for it, brother.
They are one of the premier bands in Memphis and North Mississippi, bringing you songs from classic artists such as Duran Duran, Yes, Boston and Styx. Keep Shining with Josh Shinin. I saw them last night at Neshoba, and they were fantastic, as always.
Yes, as always. And they're going to be fantastic on Friday, May 23rd at Hadley's, 8 p.m. start. Follow them on Facebook at Area 51 Memphis. All right, bands, are you ready to take your show to the tippity top level? you know you are. David Griffin Audio brings big sound, bright lights, flames, and sparks to every single event.
Experience the largest QSC system in the area with David Griffin Audio. No job is too big or too small. Follow on Facebook at David Griffin Audio for updates.
You don't remember my name?
Call 901-299-1344 or email davidgriffinaudio@gmail.com. Bring the energy, bring the show, David Griffin Audio. From eye-catching branded mugs and tumblers, Katrina Owens brings your vision to life with high-quality vinyl and sublimation designs, all handcrafted with care.
Whether it's for a birthday, a business, or just because Creations for You has you covered.
I just want a mug.
Yeah.
Call Katrina today at 901-870-1854 and let her create something just for you. Images Creations for You at yahoo.com, and that's the number 4 right there. And also now, you might need some custom images, logos, shirts, magnets, and stickers that, of course, pop. Look no further than Images for You.
Steve Owens delivers top-notch DTF and sublimation designs. Perfect for
Sublimation.
designs. Perfect for bands, businesses, and podcasts.
Podcast.
Images for You brings your brand to life.
Call Steve-O today at 901-870-6846 and let your image speak loud and clear.
We call him Big Sexy.
Big Sexy. DeSoto Local is a digital advertising network throughout DeSoto County. They have moved the outdoor billboard concept indoors to high-traffic areas, connecting local businesses to their customers.
Their indoor billboards are in popular places all over town. These screens display full-motion ads about the business hosting the screen, ads for local businesses in the area, and relevant local content.
Well read.
I know. I'm getting my radio voice.
Some nice inflection there.
Absolutely.
Advertise your business with DeSoto Local. Contact Brandy Faulkner today at 901-831-3212 and visit DeSotoLocal.biz.
There you go.
For more information.
Right. I got to get my bad dog voice.
Yeah. Looking for the best live and blah.
Whoopsie. Take two.
The Memphis. The Musicians Booking Agency connects top bands with the city's hottest venues. Whether you're booking talent or looking for gigs, they have got you covered.
Follow on Facebook at the Musicians Booking Agency for updates on upcoming shows in yard. Can you guys tell we just don't give a shit today?
Contact Steve Owens at 901-870-6846, otherwise known as 901 Big Sexy.
Yes. Shows for this week. Wednesday, May 21st, Anthony Quarter's birthday.
Yeah.
Tora.
I should probably let you know ahead of time that sometimes Steve wants to throw in a happy birthday. So there's no show we're promoting on Wednesday the 21st, but it's going to be Anthony Quarter's birthday.
Okay.
So happy birthday, Anthony, on Wednesday the 21st. Friday, May 23rd, we got Brian Hall, otherwise known as Cheese, his birthday on the 23rd. Happy birthday, Brian Hall. He is from 5 for the Kill. Then we got our friend Jeff here in Gen X at Sidecar Memphis. And then Full Metal Racket at Mulligan 64, all on Friday, May 23rd.
We have got to get out to see Full Metal Racket.
Yes, there's a lot of bands. Hey, look, my daughter has done school.
I get it.
She's going to be a senior, which is a whole other story there. But
it's summer. It's time for us to get
I really have no excuse to get out there now.
Yeah.
So,
and my only excuse is if I'm gigging. And we don't have a whole lot of gigs coming up in June and July and August, so I need to get out and see other bands.
Because it seems like you've been cranking.
We've been busy.
I remember Jeff was like, I'm going to do this thing. I only want to play maybe once a month. Yeah. And it's the end every weekend now, of course.
Saturday, May 24th, the Shotgun Billies will be at Hadley's. Your Mom's New Boyfriend will be at Lucky Dog, and 901 Rocks will be at Roosters.
All right, Sunday, May 25th, Brian Johnson will be at Hadley's. And then we have the Sunday Originals at Rooster's Blues House on Highland from 6 to 9 p.m. You got 5 for the Kill, the half of it, and Hayden Hunter and the yearly trials. Show up, show out.
Yes.
If this is a success, there'll be more. Right now, it's the only one that's public. I don't know what Steve's working on. Maybe they're working on another one. I don't know. But as far as public promotion, that's the one in the books. So show up, show out. If you want to support local original music, this is a good opportunity right here.
And the best way to ensure that there's a second one is to make the first one successful.
Exactly. So show up.
All right, looking ahead, Sunday, June 1st, Thomas Halfacre Benefit. That's at Rooster's Blues House Highland, 535 South Highland Street in Memphis. 5 to 10 p.m., $10 at the door. All proceeds will benefit the amazing, the wonderful, the incredible, and the sexy Thomas Halfacre.
Bands, Almost Famous, Block 59, Play Rough, The Pinch, and special guests.
Thank you for we're still not giving a shit.
And go ahead and take the next one.
Saturday, July 5th, 4th of July blowout at Minglewood in the 1884 Lounge. Doors open at 7, shows at 8, $20 tickets, Roxy Blue, Every Mother's Nightmare, and Fever Tree. 3 kick-ass bands.
Yes, Saturday, July 5th. More great local brewed original music. So opportunities out there to support, for sure.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you for saving me there. Sometimes I just brain fart.
You save me every week, Jeff.
I know.
Just your mere presence. It's the best way to end my week.
We need to fix it to where when you play that particular sound, a light shines down.
A light shines down. That's funny.
Like from the heavens.
I'll try to do something in post, I guess. Find some kind of filter.
There you go.
CharMaine TyRelle.
This was a great interview.
This gentleman took us to church.
Yeah, I had a great time with this guy, man.
Just a positive spirit in general, and just loves life and loves singing and music. It's been his whole life,
Right.
From church. There's so many other stories that are told here. Started singing and playing piano or keys, organ in church at like 9 years old.
Right.
And that's where it all started for him. And he was blessed with that natural talent and has not let it go. To this day, he still plays for a church or is in the worship bands for 30 plus years now. So,
Right.
and then over time, he started his own project called CT and the Vibe Tribe. And he, in telling a story, just breezed by how he worked with, what's her name?
Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato to sing for the president's inauguration.
Right.
I was like, pause.
Yeah, we had to stop that
Like, what?
and go back.
Tell me, say that again.
Yeah.
Like, did I hear that correctly? But yeah, so it was Joe Biden's inauguration. It was COVID, so it was over Zoom, which was unfortunate. He didn't get to go to the White House, he said. But regardless of the president and who it is, what an opportunity to be able to perform with a star like Demi Lovato, but for a big part like that, and that definitely tied into wanting to start his own brand, his own band, and everything, because it definitely put him on the map. He said he couldn't tell anyone. He had to sign NDAs. Like even his mom didn't know. Right. But then it's on TV and everything, and his phone blew up, and he realized that he was kind of going viral locally, and he capitalized that and started his own brand and has been successful with that. So, and then you hit the next one, Jeff.
Yeah, he works with Elevation Memphis, a Tina Turner tribute experience. I have not been able to see them yet with him on stage.
Oh, okay.
I really need to do that.
It's great. It's such a great addition because they let him go up front. He sings some leads too. From as far as what I've seen, the song "I Can't Stand the Rain," which was a big hit for Tina, he sings it. And kudos to Melanie. She's very quick to share the stage. Yes, she's Tina. It's the Tina Turner experience, but her and LaShawn and Darren as the core love bringing in other people and giving them shine and letting them sing and put them out front. And it's not about Tina singing every song. Right. So he gets to get up front and sing. And some other covers, they mix it up. But he's also a killer keyboard player, so now he can do more organ while maybe Darren's doing piano. It's just a great combination. And then sometimes they'll, based on budget or for whatever reason, sometimes they'll do a Tina show without a bass player. Right. So now they have him that can kick that left-hand bass on the keys. So great addition.
Off script a little bit here. I did see a photograph that he posted on Facebook. It's a really cool picture of him with his keyboard standing. And he's kind of leaning against it. His outfit is awesome. I thought about wearing one similar to the show.
Oh, God, no.
It's a leather jacket with no shirt underneath.
I need a throw up sound.
And leather pants. I may wear that at one of the Huey shows.
Oh, no, definitely not there. Executive decision, not.
Yeah, no, that outfit wouldn't look nearly as cool on me as it does him. How to handle constructive criticism, we talked about that, and it was a really good conversation because as a musician, if you can't handle constructive criticism, you're going to suffer.
And this is where really we get deep into that positive mindset. And then me and Jeff kind of have our own little therapy session and just talk about, because we're both open and honest about we've been the guy getting upset or the guy getting butthurt over some constructive criticism, whatever. For sure. And we're all musicians. We're all sensitive. We're all sensitive people.
Sensitive.
Right?
So sensitive.
So sensitive. So it's great, and he's just got a great mindset on how to do that. Another thing that he kind of breezed by that we had to pause on is the fact that he's nominated for Minister of Music of the Year at the Gospel Music Choice Awards.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, that's no small thing.
Nope. Very cool.
Congratulations on the nomination.
Yeah.
I hope you win, of course.
Right.
But just to be nominated, that's huge.
Absolutely.
New EP.
Nobody's nominated me yet. So, you know.
Well, you know.
Yeah, we can just go to the next one.
I'm nominating you right now.
New EP coming out on July 1st called Loverboy Energy.
Yep. And then single out now, Get Down.
With the Get Down.
Nice. Look at you. On all digital platforms right now, and that link is in the description. So if you want to check out a single he has out at the moment, awesome. I listen to it. It's very R&B. You know, his whole vibe is R&B.
Yep.
But then, yeah, check out, be on the lookout for July 1st, his new EP called Loverboy Energy coming to you. All right. Big Note Music Lessons offers one-on-one and group lessons for guitar, bass, keys, drums, and voice. Try a free lesson today with no obligation. Visit bignotemusiclessons.com, complete the submission form, and enjoy your free lesson.
Start your Radio Memphis day with In the Morning with Rick and Monica. 9:30 to 2 p.m. Central for a wild ride of fun segments like News from the Stupid, That Guy, This Guy, and Crime Time, and so many more. Radio-memphis.com. We love those guys.
I'm gonna go opposite.
Okay.
Join us as we celebrate our 100th episode with a special live recording filmed in front of a live audience at Rooster's Blues House Highland, Saturday, June 7th at 3 p.m. Find the event link in the description.
Bueller. Thank you to all who have donated. You can donate to our tip bucket by clicking our Venmo and Cash App links in the description or search the Rhythm Section Pod on either app.
And the rhythmsectionpod.com is your one-stop shop. There you'll find all of our episodes, plus links to our YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram channels. All right, go see a band, everyone.
Yeah.
We thank you for engaging and sharing and all the things that you do.
Yep.
And please enjoy our interview with CharMaine TyRelle.
Don't fuck a name up.
This is how the sausage is made. Don't fuck the name up. CharMaine TyRelle.
Oh, now I sound like I'm Italian. I eat pizza all day.
Hell, I'll do that, and I'm not Italian.
Oh yeah, look, let's go. I'm with it.
I should have been Italian. I love some Italian
like
food.
the Parmesan stuffed crust,
Man.
pepperoni, meat lover.
Hell yeah.
And we're keeping all of that. Ladies and gentlemen,
And the beer.
CharMaine TyRelle's in the house,
In the
everyone.
house. Memphis in the house.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, this is exciting, because we don't
is.
know you.
And I don't
Barely
know
at
y'all.
all.
Right.
I've seen you perform now a couple times. We haven't met and said
Yes.
hello. But because of the Elevation Memphis universe,
Yes.
is how this connection has
Shout
happened.
out. Shout out to my people.
So we will absolutely be spotlighting, your time with them.
Yeah.
Plus some current stuff that you have going on right now.
Cool.
All kinds of fun stuff. But man, where are you from, sir? Let's start there.
I am from Bolivar, Tennessee.
Okay.
Bolivar, Tennessee, which is about 50 minutes outside of Memphis.
Oh yeah. We have a farm in Walnut.
Mississippi?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
we're
what's
not-
up.
Yep. Bolivar, is it McNairy County?
No, Hardeman County.
Hardeman County. We're in Benton. My farm's in Benton County.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you head on 40 East, right? And then, you know what? I got a
Or
speeding
64 East.
and 269
No,
cuts.
is that west? Yeah,
Does
east.
269 cut through Bolivar? 'Cause-
Fayette County.
Well, I got a speeding
Oakland.
ticket. in
Oh,
that
yeah,
area.
you're going to get it. Yeah, state troopers are everywhere down through there.
In that zone on 269, man,
Yes,
I got nailed.
Yes, most definitely.
So, do you live in Memphis, or
I
do
live
you
in
still
Memphis.
live
I've
out
been in
there?
Memphis 20 years. I came to Memphis for college. University of Memphis. Shout out to University of Memphis. I'm a University of Memphis alum.
All right.
Cool. What'd you study?
I studied chemistry at first,
Right.
and then I moved into education.
Okay, good for you.
Well, hopefully the basketball team won't continue to be a first-round dropout.
Man, listen.
Ouch.
Damn it, man. Look, I was pulling for him
CharMaine,
hard.
he went there, man.
No, it's
Look,
just a fact.
I'm side-eyeing him.
Hey, I love them. Damn, they need to go deeper than that, man.
Man, look, I'm with it.
When did you graduate?
I graduated 2008, and then I graduated again 2020.
Okay. Also, 2 rounds. That's right.
2
so
rounds.
Good for you.
Yeah.
2020. So
2020.
Did you miss out on a actual graduation ceremony?
It was virtual, and
Okay.
then actually we was the first graduating class who had their graduation at the Liberty Bowl Stadium.
Okay.
And so, when the restrictions started to lift up that November or so, everybody was like, we could have it outside, but put your mask on. I'm like, I'm not having no mask on outside.
Right.
But guess what? I had it on for a second.
Right.
Can we talk about masks for 20 minutes?
No.
No.
Vaccines?
No.
None of that.
We are apolitical.
Negative. But that's just interesting insight because, I'm grateful that my daughter didn't graduate in 2020.
Okay,
I feel bad for seniors in high school.
Yeah, who wanted to go to prom,
That's a big-
who wanted to,
oh,
those were
man.
big things,
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
most
so-
definitely.
But, okay, so you studied, the second time you studied education. So are you teaching?
I was a teacher. I was
Okay.
a early childhood education teacher.
Okay.
And so I taught math and science. You would think I was teaching music or something else, but I taught math and science, and I always have loved education. I'm a preacher's kid, and so growing up, I was always involved with the kids, the youth ministries, playing or just being a part of it and teaching the other kids. Well, let's do this, let's play this, or let's do that. And so,
I mean,
teaching
you're fit for it. Yeah.
Innate.
What grade levels were you teaching?
So I taught second grade to early. My degree is early childhood, which would be pre-K to 3, and so I mainly taught like second grade and fourth grade.
God bless you.
Most definitely.
Those are some rowdy ages. Middle school is where you want to stay away from, right?
Oh, middle and high school. Man, listen.
Yeah, I'll stay away from all of it. I don't have the patience to teach anybody.
I know. I was in high school. I did a few. Some of my practicums was in high school, and I guess they thought I was their age. They was like, "Hey, Mr. Joe." I was like, "Oh no, I got to get up out of here. Get me up out of here."
So our friend Manny Zapata here at Big Note Music Lessons.
Okay.
He does group lessons, and he has a group that comes in on Saturday that's 5 to 7 years old. You have a drummer, keyboard player, guitar player, and a singer.
Oh, I bet that's awesome.
And it is quite rowdy. It's just, I'll just say that.
A fun time.
We cannot film content when that is going on,
A fun time, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned growing up in church. I think this is a great way to, obviously this has to segue into your music.
Oh, yes.
And your artistry.
Oh, yes.
So singing since word go.
Woo. Listen, I probably came out singing.
Yeah.
My family's musical. Everybody, they were recording artists or they had their own entity in music. I just grew up around some of the most amazing singers and didn't, you don't, as a child, you're not realizing that. You're like, I just like to play. My granddaddy would buy me a keyboard every Christmas because around October, November, some kind of way the other keyboard I had would break.
When you look back on it, it's like, what a blessing.
What a blessing.
But at the time, you're just a kid with toys. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the toys, and I'm just like, hey. And so, I started actually playing in church when I was about 9.
Okay.
And I'm 39 now. So I've been 30 years in the music ministry as far as the gospel.
Yep.
And I feel like everything that I've learned as a singer and as a performer now, I learned all of it in church.
Right.
In church, you learn public speaking. You learn how to, resolve conflict.
Mm-hmm.
You see the church bickering and the arguments. As a child, I knew parts. I understood music just like I was maybe 20 or 25. I just had, it was just in me.
In you, yeah.
And so, Who's going to talk to a child that's 9 that's telling them that's the wrong note? You need to sing here. And then, you two, like, you don't know what's going on. So I had a lot of that. So early on, I was faced with
You learned how to work with other musicians.
Adversity.
And personalities. Reality hit very quickly. But at least you got that head start.
I got that head start.
Because that's absolutely
I got that head start.
part of it.
My first foray into that universe was learning how to deal with his ass on stage.
That's right.
It was a hoot.
What you gonna
That's
do?
right. And then I walk into rehearsal. Time to go.
That way. But yeah, and so, it helped me, it developed my discipline as a musician, my tenacity as just as a choir director, as, just being in those spaces like that.
And your ear.
And my ear, most definitely.
Hearing all that music all your life.
Yes.
And just hearing how the chords work with each other.
Yes.
Computing that to your hands, obviously. But yeah. So I know you are a multi-instrumentalist, right?
Yes.
I've only seen you play keys.
Oh, really?
I would gather, do you play bass as well? Guitar or?
I don't.
I know you play key bass.
I play key bass.
Very well.
I play key bass.
Is that what you played growing up in church? Did you play keys?
In church, that's how I learned how to be a one-man band, because it was me and my cousin playing. I would split my keyboard into, bass and brass and keys so we can have that full sound, and he'll be on the drums or whatever. Or at the other church, I'll be on the organ. In the organ, you're playing the bass pedals, then you're playing the chords, and then you're playing the melody.
And just a two-piece?
It's just a two-piece. And so I've been a two-piece for a long time. And so for me to be, and this is the crazy thing, I didn't ever play in a band like I'm playing now with Elevation Memphis and the other bands that I played with, like as a musician, because people always call me to sing or to, because they're like, oh, he can't do it.
Well, they hear that voice.
They hear my voice.
They're like,
Derrick knows all
okay.
about that. People call him to sing all the time.
All the time. Derrick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You trying to take my job?
It's like
You are in no danger, sir.
it's a different different version of OnlyFans. It's a whole different platform.
So it's fans only.
That's right. It's you got to subscribe.
Well, you know what? May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Yeah. By the way, we are filming this on May 4th.
Yes, we are.
All right. I have to tell this story.
Tell it.
And we can cut this out if it goes a certain direction. But I have to tell this story with you here, because I already feel like you understand our sense of humor. And so take this with a grain of salt.
So.
All right. So I'm from Maine, which also we had that conversation because the way you spell CharMaine is MAINE. I thought that was awesome. So I'm from Maine and moved to Nashville with a good buddy of mine in 2005 to pursue music. I'm a bass player. He's a guitar player.
Cool.
We find an open mic night. We're playing, meeting other musicians to the point where we're like, hey, so-and-so's here. You want to do Soul Man? And we just could go up and crush it, right? Well, there's this small black guy comes up. He's like, can I play drums with y'all? Sure. And dude, we met every week to play with him. Introduces us to his keyboard player. He comes and jams with us. We're like, this is killer. And this is where it gets funny. He's like, we would love for you and Paul to come play our church with us.
I'm just going to turn around.
So we're like, idiots. Sure. Like, how hard can it be? And then they're trying to make it sound easy. Like, oh, no. We just, just follow his feet behind the organ. And they're the type of band that plays throughout the whole sermon and rises up along with the preacher. He's like, it's easy. Don't worry about it.
There's a lot of dynamics there that you got to know. And
you got to know what's going on.
Us two pasty white ass Yankees roll into just an old
Jesus?
school
He's all right.
Baptist black church.
What do you know about Jesus?
Dude. And everyone, we had a great time, but boy, man, we got schooled
you got
so
an
hard.
education.
Y'all was sweating
So
bullets.
schooled, and everyone was grateful. Everyone was kind and nice.
Look, I can see the organ player looking at y'all like this.
He's like, follow my feet.
Right.
I'm like, I can't decipher that language.
He's going boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
Yep.
This isn't just straight 8 root notes here.
Listen,
So
look, we got an old saying, you can't join in, you got to be born in.
Well, we were grateful for that experience.
That's amazing.
I have that story forever.
That's amazing.
It was the first and last time we played there.
You know what? I think I'm going to have you as a special guest at my church.
Oh, I would be way more confident now, sir. I will take you up on that. I will.
Okay.
I will.
Okay, I got you.
I'm coming to sit in the congregation.
You playing the drum.
No, sir.
I would absolutely tackle that for sure. That was many years ago. That was a long time ago. So
My face hurts from smiling so much. That's funny.
These guys are crazy. They crazy.
All right.
They're my new friends.
Well, let's talk about some current stuff.
Okay.
And right now you said, and we're going to lead to Elevation Memphis as well. But,
cool.
CT and the Vibe Tribe.
Yes.
Tell us about CT and the Vibe Tribe, and this is your main self-owned kind of band. Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to my people. I'm so grateful to have you all on board with me. This started out through, I'll say even about 3 years ago is when I actually formed the band. Didn't really have the name yet, but I just was like, I was about to go on tour with Bridging the Music, and I did about 10 cities, and I wanted a band. I was like, I wanted to do live music, I'm a one-man, like I told you before, I'm a one-man band, and a lot of times when I have done shows, what I've done is I would tailor the tracks to me. I would, sing all the backgrounds, or because I would know where I want to break and
you'd
do
make your own tracks.
Make my own tracks,
That's
produce
awesome.
everything.
Yep.
And so I would play the keys, or I would have certain moments where I would play the flute or do whatever. And so I was like, but I want it to be a full live feel. And so I put on Facebook in a musician's referral, and I was like, I was going to say some shit, but I'm looking for some people to play with me.
What were you going to say?
I'm not going to say it.
Is it what I think you were going to say?
Maybe.
Could be.
Start with an N with an O. No.
Hey, CharMaine, there's always room for firsts. It's never happened on this show before.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say this. I'm an entrepreneur, baby. Black man working on this here. You know what I'm saying? That way. And I ain't scared of it. Now, but I was looking for some musicians.
Right.
And so I came upon a few people that I ran into. Shout out to Sidney Kirk. He was one of my first drummers. Darian. I can't remember Darian's last name, but he's an amazing lead guitarist. Who else was it? It was him, me. I can't remember, but they know themselves.
It's fine, yeah.
But let's move to the current band. But that was my first band that I actually gigged with, and I started working with them. And you already know, y'all are musicians. You play with one band, and then a musician be like, "Hey, come play with me." And then over here, we're called something else.
Yeah,
and then we're over somewhere else.
Opens up your network.
It just opens up your network.
More influence because different musicians.
Yes,
yeah.
And so you get around more musicians, you're getting different audiences, more visibility.
Yep.
And so it just kicked off from that. And so when I started
and if
filming,
that doesn't work, start a podcast.
Well, here we are. Something didn't work.
Right.
But now something is working.
Right.
It'll be a spin-off, the one-man show.
Come on,
from
now.
the rhythm section.
Oh,
yeah.
hey. I'm gonna have y'all on my podcast.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, I know a good place in person that can help you produce one.
Okay. Well, look, I'm always down to do something now. Listen. But yeah, and so I went from that point, and I started gigging, and I just was gigging, just running to different people, and the band has been a blessing. Current members, Timothy Moore on keys, Terrence Jennings on bass. Actually, I have two bass players, Prince Michael Moore, Ken Artisan on the drums. I don't know if y'all know MJ Smith, but he's amazing. He's an amazing lead guitarist. He plays for a lot of different bands around. So we, of course, it's that band, but we kind of switch out.
There's revolving doors.
Just in case, because, we're all working musicians. And so.
And when we get to Elevation Memphis, that's going to be
you already know how
part
that
of their
goes.
story as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
What was that moment that triggered your head to say, I'm going to start my own?
This is what I'm going to do.
It's time I do my own thing.
Yeah. Well, 2021 was my first year doing a music festival, and as well as I was invited to be one of the performers for the presidential inauguration.
Nice.
And so,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
And so I got to sing with Demi
can't-
Lovato.
We can't skim past that.
Oh no, we can't. Not at
So
all.
let's
Not at all.
pause right there. So
Pause.
say that again.
You're sitting amongst a superstar. I'm
Repeat
just letting you
yourself,
know.
please. Superstar.
Superstar. But so in 2021, I was one of the performers with Demi Lovato for the presidential inauguration for Joe Biden.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
and so-
and it happened.
It happened.
Wow.
And this is during the virtual time, and so
Yeah.
Oh man.
you know,
So you didn't go to the White
so
House?
I didn't get a chance to get into the White House. But
Man, what
just
an honor though.
But you know, it was just so cool. I was like, oh my God. I saw the footage where Joe Biden was watching us, and I popped up on the screen. I was like,
Yeah,
That's
man.
great.
I'm like, hey, I made it, Mama, I made it.
Talk about visibility. That's,
know,
that's
but-
giving you a few eyeballs. For
And
sure.
when I say I couldn't say anything to nobody. You know, you sign
Oh, yeah.
NDAs, you know, fly you off this place, and you got to go do this and do this. But I was just like, I can't believe this is happening to me right now.
What a neat
Like,
experience.
I couldn't believe it. And so when it happened, you know, it aired that night of the, you know, the inauguration and all that, I didn't say nothing to nobody, my mama, nobody at all. And so like, I started getting like a flood of texts. I said, oh, it's happening. I said, oh, it's happening. It's happening. And so from that momentum, I said to myself, I said, you know, this is your chance. This is your time to go ahead and jump in and really do this thing.
Right.
And so I was playing for, I've always played for churches, gospel. So 2021 was my first year really stepping out and singing R&B.
Okay.
So I had my first experience with Tri-State Black Pride. Shout out to you all, the Tri-State Pride Foundation for having me on as a performer for their music festival. And it was at Overton Park Shell. So this is my first time singing at the Overton Park Shell, singing R&B.
Yeah. It's a hell of a first show.
I mean, a hell of a first show.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what's even crazier about it. Didn't rehearse with the band. Our first performance was when I walked on stage.
Just do your homework and show up.
The
Yeah.
great thing about, and what I always said about the gift, I'm so grateful and proud to have the gifts that I have, because if I hadn't been in church, or not even so much about the spiritual part of it, but if I hadn't had that musical upbringing where I'm used to being in rehearsals with me just playing the piano and singing and teaching the background. So, because that's what I would do. I would just, you know, I could have my own rehearsal. I'm playing and teach the background. And so they know what to do when we get on stage, you know, so
you
it just kind of gelled.
You're like the MD.
I'm the MD.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
All those years was training.
All those years was nothing but training.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for every nuance that has happened to bring me to these points.
Well, you know, God bless you for chasing that dream.
Appreciate
and
you so much.
understanding what that gift is and going for it.
Oh,
man.
yeah, most definitely. Look, we gift givers. You know, people don't have to realize that the gifts that we have, they're not our gifts. They were given to us.
Sure.
You know,
Totally.
you had to put no application in to get it. You didn't have to. Dr. Jesus, Dr. whoever, you know, whoever you believe in, you know, and not even on the spiritual part of it, but just the fact of you having this space to give back to people.
Right.
I'm looking at my list of gifts, and it's, you know, there's a couple.
I see one. May the 4th be with you.
So then, you put together your own band, and you know, when does your band, the Vibe Tribe, start gigging and getting out there?
So, anytime I would get called for corporate gigs, shout out to Sister Reach, as well. They're one of our partners who regularly calls on my band to do things, and just a lot of different places around in the city that have
and meeting people, and that
meeting
network
people,
keeps
networking
growing.
has grown.
Yeah. It's nice when the phone rings or the email comes in.
Yes,
without
actually,
having to search.
Most definitely. Look, you'll get a chance to hear CT and the Vibe Tribe June 7th, because I'll be headlining Mid-South Pride's music festival.
Okay.
And so I got a few special guests coming with me. It's going to be a hot show. It's going down. Look, listen.
I played it last year with Elevation Memphis.
Oh, that's what's up.
Those stories can wait until after the show. No, it was a great time. We played during the day. It was a beautiful stage. It's nice big stage.
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
Full PA sound. It's fun, man.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get like a 60-minute. I think that's what we got. It was just one power set.
Yeah, about 45. Yeah, about 45 minutes.
Yeah,
or
just
so.
throw and go. I believe there's a back line. So
I
it's
got
fun.
about three amazing special guest that, listen, it's going to be a full, you're going to think you're going, first of all, I'm there, so you're going to think you're at the Super Bowl anyway. You're going to think it's the Super Bowl halftime show. Oh, yeah.
He's bringing the wrestling vibes.
I'm bringing it up in here, baby.
Well, good deal. So you mentioned a June date. Say that one more time.
So June 7th.
June 7th.
June 7th.
Okay. So let's now push your EP.
My EP, Loverboy.
So tell us, you have an EP coming out
on
July 1st called Loverboy Energy.
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
Yes. Loverboy Energy was born from love, just literally born from my experiences. When I write music, it comes from either me living vicariously through y'all or whoever, or my own personal emotional experiences, whether it's good, bad, ugly, sad, however, you know how that goes.
Sure.
But the way that I have, because I am an emotional writer, I'll say, but emotionally detached. Ain't that crazy? I'm an emotional writer, but I'm totally emotionally detached from certain things. And I guess just how I was raised,
being the one man band,
being in church, and they're like, you got to suck it up, you got to go on and do what you got to do. Me and the drummer or somebody may have just gotten into it or whatever's going on. You have to push through. But
so you've set boundaries.
I've set those boundaries most definitely, and so but I'm learning as I get older that it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to connect and be. Thank you, Hot Rod Cares, for that. But I'm grateful for that. But most definitely, Loverboy Energy is this particular genre is going to be R&B, and I'm leaning more on the R&B side with that.
And you're doing all the keys.
I'm producing everything. Yeah. But I'm going to have a few more people. Of course, I need lead guitars and stuff that, help me with this, stuff like that. But I'm going to most definitely produce it.
Did you use the Vibe Tribe players?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So you already had your Ready Man band. You took your band in with you.
Oh, yeah.
So you already have that chemistry.
Yes. Yes. The singers, sorry, we just gigged actually Friday at the Lux Lounge for Lux Fridays downtown under Curry and Jerk. And a shout out to Michaela and Jasmine, my background singers. They came with me and we did the show. It was cool. You'll get a chance to see me actually play the flute. I made
a note of that. I want to circle back to the flute. Did you know LaShawn plays the flute?
She told me.
No.
She told me. She did tell me. Look, me and her gonna have to do a flute duet or something.
You go fluting?
We're going
go fluting.
Rolling.
I love it. You're committed now, LaShawn.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show her this clip.
Please do.
So where, Loverboy Energy, did you record? Have you got a home studio that you record in?
I have a home studio. Yes, I do.
Okay. Because this is modern day.
Oh yeah.
People have home studios.
Most definitely.
You can spend a fraction of the money now.
Yes.
That they used to have to spend for a legit studio and do everything you want to do.
Yes.
Right at home.
So what I usually do is I will produce the track at home, and then I'll send it to a different studio so they can mix and master it, and then I usually do like the vocal producing somewhere else. Not that I don't trust the equipment that I have, but just because I'm not as knowledgeable about this part of it yet.
Right. Yeah.
And so I want to put it in the hands of those who's going to make me sound the best.
Sure.
Plus, while you're singing your tracks, it should be all you're focusing on.
Yes. I don't want to have to do all
you need that assistant engineer with you.
Most definitely. Yeah. So it's going to be about 5 or 6 songs. I actually got a chance to debut it at B-Side in January, where I did like a small listening section. Well, it turned out to be a big listening session. And people came out to see it or whatever. Cool. And I sung a lot of the new songs and sung some cover songs to start out with. But it's just amazing to sing your own music and people love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can I would never know because I don't write. But
okay.
I mean, it has to be so impactful.
It's rewarding.
On your soul.
Oh, yeah.
When people are, really following, like you said, your gift, what you do best, telling your stories.
Most definitely.
Whatever content is in the song.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Yeah. Do you ever hear people singing out front?
Always.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
I got a song called Get Down, and I released it about 2 years ago, and people still to this day, like, they know it. It's like it's so catchy. It's so we can be Bonnie and Clyde in these streets. No, we gonna slide.
When I perform, I look out in the crowd and everyone's doing a slap at the bass, man. Everyone. It's a
'Cause that's your
sea of
thing.
people just doing the slap of the bass.
That's
So
you.
I kind of relate.
That's what I'm talking about. That way.
What's the character's name? I sent the picture to our group where it said "Your music saved me," and it's it's the guy from Sexual Chocolate, Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah,
I love that movie when he's like, that boy was good. That boy was good.
classic. I mean, this is a
Every
classic.
musician
Yes.
wants to see someone out in the audience with a sign that says "Your music saved me."
Please. Someone meet me. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Charmaine's going to see that sign before us.
Definitely.
Well, man, let's touch on Elevation Memphis.
Okay.
A Tina Turner tribute experience.
My people.
Yes. So I kind of filled you in on my history with them before we hit record here, and it's people that watch the show regularly. You kind of know.
He cried and boo-hooed, y'all. So, that's why he looks the way he's looking right now.
Well, I mean, it was kind of mysterious. I play a gig. The next gig, it's Charmaine instead of me. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't go down. Have I been replaced? No. So as I've continued to be friends with the band and frequent their shows and everything, you get to know all kinds of different players again because they have they've used multiple bass players,
Right.
guest singers,
Guitarists.
multiple drummers, guitarists. But then out comes Charmaine,
You see?
just entered the universe.
You see?
And man, I mean,
And raining.
and you've been such an amazing addition to the show. And
I'm so grateful
And
for
I
that.
know why they call you.
Yeah.
You know, because now, I mean, let's look. I don't know the schedule, but it looks like you've been on every show since
Just
for a while.
Just about.
And
Just
as
about.
we record this, he's headed to a show this afternoon.
I am.
Yeah, so you're playing with them at
I'm playing with
Lafayette.
them yes. Y'all come out. Well,
Yeah.
y'all won't be able to. Well, you may be there, but you'll see this afterwards.
But yeah, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
They're a great group
Thank
of
you
people.
so much. They are. They're amazing.
So the first show I saw you play was at Alfred's
Okay.
for the Tina Turner Brass Note.
Yes.
Was that around the beginning for you in that
No.
band? So you'd already played a few
I
shows?
played. Actually, I was a guest performer first. I was like a featured guest artist just coming in, and that show was like at Neil's, but I can't remember exactly when it was. But just to backtrack with that,
Sure.
I met Melanie actually at the Delta Star Songwriting Contest.
Okay.
We were in the contest together, and she got up and she did her thing. I got up and did my thing.
Then you're like, we need to do this together.
And we need to do this together. She was like, do you? Oh, no, da, da, da. So we just went from there, and we just talked, and she told me about the band and about what they're doing. I was like, okay, well, I'll come check it out and see what's up.
Yeah.
And the rest was history.
Yeah.
Like, we just stuck, we
Yeah.
just stuck.
Yeah, and you'll bring keys. So now you're a second keyboard player
I'm a
too,
second.
along with Darren Lee.
Mm-hmm.
You just did a show in West Memphis.
Yeah.
Where they went without a bass player. So then
I was the bass player.
That put you and
I was-
Darren.
what'd you say?
Yeah, the
Slap of the bass.
slap of the bass, Yeah, so integral part as far as what it looks like from the bird's eye view,
when
and
people
they
don't-
give you up front, and they let you
Oh,
go up
yeah.
front and give you some leads.
Almost definitely. My wheelhouse is everything that I do. And I say that confidently. I don't say it with any cocky bone in my body.
Sure.
Because, I've worked my entire life, working in music, didn't even understand that I was, rearing myself to get to these points to be able to do these things, but it's so amazing to be able to be with a group of individuals who understand discipline and professionalism and musicianship.
Absolutely.
And hard work.
And hard work.
They rehearse
Hard
a
work.
lot.
Yes.
They rehearse.
they don't-
I say they, but we rehearse. We
Yeah.
rehearse a lot.
Well, and you saying that you do this confidently, if you can't have confidence,
If you can't
you
have
don't
it,
need to be in this line of work.
You can't do it.
You can't, man. That stage is an intimidating place.
A lot of people always say to me, it's like you just eat whatever up you do. And I was like, well, I'm not scared of it.
Right.
I'm not scared of nothing.
What you gonna do?
I was scared of that. No,
Telling you. That was low key Hulk Hogan.
Right.
That was low key hulking up right there. But
You know,
the confidence there, though, right?
You got to have it.
You got to have it.
Yeah.
You know, like, when you have gifts, I tell people all the time, whether it's one gift or whether it's several gifts, I can play the keys, trumpet, flute, clarinet, French horn. I grew up doing all these things. I was in band. I learned to read music.
Yeah, his list is a lot longer than my gifts.
I mean, I just did all of these
That's
different
amazing,
things. Didn't
yeah.
even know that I was formulating all of this to be able to do the things I do now. But even as a child, of course, and I was an overachiever as a child too,
Right.
I had such supportive village, saying, you can do this. You're so good.
Hugely important.
Yeah.
So important. And so when I got older and I started to really gig and be, people were kind of like looking like, and I'm like, why are they looking like that?
Yeah.
And I'm just enjoying myself. I'm just singing. I'm just,
Yeah.
And then I had to sit back and say, hey, what is happening is they see your confidence and they're realizing that they're lacking some things as far as their confidence. It's not so much you can have the most amazing gift and not have the confidence and it won't show.
Amen.
Right. That's the fuel, right?
That's the fuel. The confidence is the fuel. The musicianship, yes, the practicalities and all of that comes in too. But if you don't have the confidence to be able to push those things, you're not going to play and sing like you want to sing.
I needed that today.
That's good.
You won't. You need it. We all need it.
Man,
Yeah.
imposter syndrome is one of my biggest enemies. And trust me,
You're the second person I've heard ever say that.
and doing what I do here in this room, among other things with my podcast stuff, man, it's hard.
Welcome to
not-
the Rhythm Section podcast therapy
That's,
session.
dude, for
That's
real.
what we're doing. But
For
that's
real.
okay. That's good.
Tell me what insurance you have so I can call, so I can get my
Get your
coin.
cut.
Shelter Insurance. For sure. Go talk
Oh,
to Brandon
Lord.
Vanderberg at Shelter Insurance.
Shameless plug.
But I mean, but you're hitting on something that's important.
Yes.
For sure. And anybody that's listening, if you have a young kid, a child that's getting into music,
Yes.
it's hugely important for that encouragement and to be positive.
Yes.
Because this thing is hard to
Yes.
do, man. And you got to have that those people in your corner.
And if you don't have that village there, and the village doesn't have to be, when people say village, they think 700 people.
No.
It could be 2 people.
Sure.
Yeah.
It could be one person being your village. Whoever is keeping you safe and secure is your village.
Yeah.
Who's telling you the truth.
And sometimes that sucks.
Honesty is everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
Listen.
is. How many times we watched American Idol and somebody's on there that is terrible and they think they're wonderful, but everybody else watching knows they are not.
And the judges are very honest
You
with
got to
them.
be honest.
Oh, listen.
So criticism, that's the other part. Or
Constructive.
constructive
criticism.
Some critiquing can be difficult to take when you're young.
When you're young, yes.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was a perfectionist, as I am now. I'm a little bit more lax now, but I still have it in me, But then I didn't want to hear that I played the wrong note. Sure. I didn't want to hear I sung the wrong scale on the chord or whatever I'm doing, But all those things molded and shaped me to be even better because my mom, the musicians that I was around, they would tell me all the time, okay, so if you want to be whatever you want to be, keep practicing. You got to practice like you're practicing for a performance, like you are performing.
Right.
And so at home, that's what I was doing all day long, performing, not knowing that I'm getting myself ready for everything else that's happening. But you have to have that support system, and they have to tell you the truth.
Right.
If they're not telling you the truth, they're not your support system.
And they're not helping
Don't
you at
coddle
all.
nobody. You can't bullshit nobody with no shit like that.
Oh, we're
You know what I'm saying?
talking. Now
Okay.
you're getting closer.
What you gonna do?
I got a question.
Okay.
Or, let's paint a scenario.
Okay.
All right. So I'm playing with you at church, but I'm playing with 9-year-old CharMaine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And
It's getting deep.
man, you hit a sour note.
Okay.
I'm the guy, CharMaine. Listen.
Your name is Rusty McClellan.
So, CharMaine, you missed XYZ. What kind of response is 9-year-old CharMaine coming out with? Some sulking.
Perfect.
Or like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
This boy's got a
like,
mouth.
I'm finna call my mama. Hold on. Then here come my mama. What'd you say to my child?
But hey, so what was great about that is you came out with a name. So clearly that made, as I was painting that picture, you immediately thought of a person in your life that was that guy.
Yes.
Talk about him. What's his name again?
His name is, he is an amazing lead guitarist in Bolivar, Tennessee, Hardeman County. And I grew up at Simon Chapel with him. I grew up.
What's his name again?
His name is Rusty McClellan.
Rusty McClellan. And he was, he was one of the ones who was brutally honest with me about, but see, the thing is now when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Right.
He just wanted me to be, he wanted the reality to show up. He wanted me to understand the chording. He wanted me to understand how to play smooth, how to transition from one thing to another.
He was teaching you.
He was teaching me, you know, him, Reggie Shaw, Tracy Spencer. That's when we got a new pastor. Well, rest in peace to my old pastor. I call him my pastor daddy, Reverend Jeffrey Bledsoe, who gave me my chance in church to play. I watched him growing up, you know, him preaching, him singing. He was a performer by nature, but just a pastor, you know. So I learned all his antics and watched him and watched how he studied how he moved and here I am.
And that brings that public speaking.
It brings that public speaking, you know, being able to be confident in front of people.
There's that word again. Confidence.
Have to have it. Like it's a must. It's a must to be confident.
And you know what? Let's talk about the other side of the coin too. So we say that you need those people in your corner that are willing to tell you when you're screwing
The truth.
up.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to be the kind of person that can accept that.
Yeah.
Without getting butthurt, because so many of us can't take constructive criticism without getting angry.
Me and Jeff are having a psychotherapy moment here.
Derrick,
I'm so glad.
I have learned so much from him.
That's amazing.
About playing on stage and learning the parts and knowing how to do it at a certain level.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Well, I'll piggyback. You also have to learn how to deliver that.
Yes.
So I was immature in a lot of ways on how I would be like, dude, what the fuck?
Right.
It's a delivery.
You know, hey, listen to this part and be nice about it. Be like, dude, what the fuck, man? Or show hairy eyeballs or have body language that is clearly portraying that I'm annoyed. I've been that guy on Jeff, right? So if we're going to be honest about ourselves here, those are the things you learn. And get better with age and experience and time and longing friendship. Like me and Jeff have been friends so long now that, you know, all that shit's behind us.
Yeah,
I think the relatability and the connectivity is the biggest thing about communicating with people.
Sure.
You know, being able to be in a space to say, hey, you know, we have to be honest with each other. Please take my honesty as concern and support for you and not so much as this. And sometimes my honesty may come out like, now why you
but
go to the 4, go to the 5, you know.
But you're always going to feel a sting throughout your whole life.
You're going to feel it.
You don't know when it's coming, then you'll feel a sting, but it's processing the sting and being like, how am I going to react? Take a breath.
Yeah.
How are you going to regulate yourself before you speak? You know, how are you going to really take this in, accept it, and apply it? You know,
which comes with maturity.
It does.
But when you're 9,
listen,
I didn't do it.
No, I'm perfect. No,
you can even be 48
and feel that way.
Attitude.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I still see
I've
it.
been it.
Yeah.
I still see
happens.
it. You know, and it's okay. You know. And you know, you learn, and that's what I love about. Shout out to all the different bands I play with. I play with Julia Cruz and her main men. I play with the core band. Shout out to Henry Booker and the guys. I love the different flavors of all the different bands because Julia, she's more like blues. She'll do some cover, some things of that nature. Then the core band, you know, we're doing R&B, you know, the pop, all those kind of things. Then with Elevation Memphis, we're rock and roll, you know, we're
playing all that Tina stuff too.
Tina, oh my God, I love, but I grew up loving Tina, and so this is like a dream come true because it's like I'm in the Tina band.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm Kenny Moore. You know,
I mean,
and I didn't even know who Kenny Moore was until Melanie was like, "You my Kenny Moore, you my Kenny Moore," you know. And I was like, "Who is Kenny Moore?" Then she started sending me videos and clips. I was like, "Hey, that's high energy, you know, that's high energy." And so I just fit right in with it. You know, I'm so grateful that my upbringing in jazz and classical and all the different things that I exposed myself to. Because in Bolivar, you know, the only exposing that we had was being in band.
Yeah.
And I did band well, you know, I did all West band and all the different.
So is that how you learned all the
different
the
instruments?
horns and woodwinds?
Shout out to my band director, Mr. Harrison, Mr. Anthony Harrison. I have to give him props as well.
Good.
He gave me so many opportunities.
And this is through school.
Yeah.
So what grade did you start band?
I started band in 7th grade.
And through high school?
All through
Yeah.
up. Mm-hmm.
And college too? Did you play in college?
I played 2 years in college.
Wow.
But I cheered. I was a cheerleader. I did cheer and gymnastics. Like I mean, I was all over.
That
it.
doesn't surprise me. Yeah,
I was a tennis player. Listen,
And you've done it all.
I was doing everything. I'm Mr. Everything. But I'm grateful that my parents allowed me to be exposed to so many arts, you know. And
did you sing in choir?
I didn't.
You didn't do choir?
I didn't do choir.
Because there's
I did
overlapping.
so much of it at church.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
And so I wanted to play in the jazz band and play, you know, I wanted to do those. I wanted to do what I wasn't already doing.
That's a good point.
And so,
There you go.
And obviously, doing all that, you read music.
oh yeah, most definitely. I
So
read music.
that's so important. I don't know how to read
Yeah.
music. Never have learned. And
Well, okay, well, I'll come here and teach you for
Oh
a fee.
man,
No, I'm just-
I heard that.
I have a genuine question now. So, growing up playing in your church and in your experiences,
Okay,
not what's it like playing in church?
Right.
Your experience early on, were you getting chord charts, lead sheets, full notation? What?
No, sir.
Or you just had to?
No, sir. It was by ear.
And did they give you material to listen to before, or do you showing up and just like, okay, here we go, and learn as you go?
So some things would be. We didn't have like, you know, like now people have like band rehearsals, then they have sectional rehearsals,
Right.
and we didn't do all of that. Like we'd be like, oh, we're gonna sing Jesus on the Main Line, and Jeff Ward sings it, you know, and then we, you know, back
I'd have
then
to be there for that one.
That would be a terrible, terrible mistake.
That'd be great. That place would be lit.
everybody be like this, "Ah!" running out because their ears hurting.
Falling out of the pew.
I'd be running around the pews.
But seriously, you know, we would get a tape. Well, I can't even remember how we would learn music, but a lot of times, you know, they would give it to us, and I would go home and just. That's how I developed my ear, you know, listening to the or and knowing it's this or whatever it was, and moving. Didn't even know that I was doing chord progressions. I just heard what it was moving.
It's crazy.
You know, as a child.
Talk about a gift.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. As a child, I would listen to music, and the first thing I would listen to was the bass line. That's how I would learn the songs. I would be like, hey,
I like your style.
What? I was like, okay. I said, okay, I got this. And so once I get the bass line, I'll be like, okay, so if I'm playing a C on my bass, I got to be playing a C on my, you know, and just listening to the minor or and see, I didn't even understand what minors and majors were.
And that gentleman you mentioned earlier, was he was the connector to
He
that,
was
right?
the connector to all of that, you know, teaching me about inversions, and because I didn't know what those words were, because I'm 9 and 10 and 11. I didn't even I wasn't in band and really understood the musical language until I was like, 13 or so. Yeah. And so then and then when I put all that together, I was
Kaboom.
like, oh no, you can't touch me that way. That way.
It all clicked.
You can't touch me. You know, that's how I felt untouchable. I felt like, you know, this is what I was meant to do. And it just catapulted, you know, and not that awards and things are just so important, but as a child, it validated me. I was like, I must be doing something really well for me to be going to Murray State, Kentucky to play with this band, you know, playing French horn, you know, in a
or the
all-star
presidential
band,
inauguration.
you know, and so I'm just
and it's
grateful.
building confidence.
I'm still waiting on that phone call, by the way.
Okay.
I'm
You'll
waiting.
come the next time.
Maybe next time.
It may not be a next time. You know? It just may not be another one. You know, all of those things have built the brand that I so cherish now.
And character. So that's
most definitely.
character building lessons too as we go through life, right? But wow, man, I feel like I need to pay you for this.
It's been a great
therapy
one.
session. This
Yeah,
has been
it's been
outstanding. Before we wrap it up,
Yeah.
I don't want to skim over anything that we're missing that you want to promote.
Right.
So we've talked about your band, The Vibe Tribe. Show June 7th.
Yes.
At
So I'll
Pride
be
Fest.
headlining the Pride Mid-South Pride. I'll be headlining there June 7th. In July, let me back it up a little bit. The end of June, I will be going to the Gospel Music Choice Awards.
Nice.
Where I was nominated as the 2025 Minister of Music of the Year, which is
Look at you, man.
such an amazing honor. I mean,
How many people are nominated in that category? Do you know?
so when the category first started, it was like 12 maybe. And then now it's down to us. It's three. I'm one of the finalists.
Good for you, man. Congratulations.
This is just, I mean, when I say it's so full circle, I try not to cry about it because I'm just like,
dude.
oh my God.
I get it.
Because see, this is a thing, and I want to say this too. People think that when you hear minister of music, it categorizes you to church. But think about this. I'm an all genre performer. I don't just perform in church. I perform at clubs or lounges and things like this. The word minister
Absolutely. I know where
is
you're going.
about uplifting people. It's about motivating and inspiring people.
Yeah.
We are all ministers in some form, shape or fashion.
Lifting people up.
Lifting people up.
Yeah.
And so I am always ministering music. I'm always trying to, because the goal is to make you feel good.
And you're ministering this damn podcast right now, man, and I love every minute of it. Thank you.
Look, you got to have me back. I'll come back.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I appreciate this. I appreciate the opportunity to even just be on this platform with you all.
Oh,
I
man,
thank
our
you
pleasure.
so
Coming.
much.
Our
Just
pleasure.
learning. Look, the next time I come, I'm going to interview y'all. That's what I'm
I feel
doing.
like you did that today.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's do
we'll
that.
do it.
Let's
I
for
like
real do
that
I'm
idea.
all for it. I
You
don't know
know.
if our listeners want to hear that, but we'll give it a try.
I think they would.
We interject a good amount of our idiocy, but yeah, no one, as they hear our voice every week.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Right.
So over time you learn some things, but I think that'd be fun.
That would be cool.
We'll do that episode 200. That'll be our
That'll be
special
cool.
200 now.
Right.
We'll put our tuxedos on.
I don't want to forget your EP, Loverboy Energy, July 1st. It's all digital platforms.
All digital platforms. And if you want to hear music from me now, all you have to do is look up my song Get Down. It's on all digital streaming platforms.
Cool.
And your Spotify channel is your name.
It's my name, CharMaine TyRelle.
CharMaine TyRelle.
Everything is CharMaine TyRelle.
Yeah, that goes to your branding.
It goes to my branding, yes.
Well, outstanding.
Thank y'all so
man.
much. I appreciate y'all.
That was a blast.
It was amazing.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad I know you better now.
Yeah.
So now when I see you at the next show,
You know what's up.
Now, so that's how it works. You've built a network here, sir.
Yes.
Okay, and you're welcome here anytime.
Amazing. Thank y'all for having me.
You got it. Well, we're not saying bye
No,
yet.
give us 1 second.
First, we got to conduct some business here.
Okay.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. We are celebrating.
Blate.
You're the only I need to talk to.
Please join us as we celebrate our 100th episode with a special live recording filmed in front of a live audience at Rooster's Blues House Highland, Saturday, June 7th at 3:30 p.m. Find that event link in the description and call 901-430-9890 to reserve seats. And then after you come watch us, you go to the Pride Fest and go watch CharMaine.
Absolutely. Follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com. There you'll see our entire catalog of episodes and links to our YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram channels.
And thank you to our sponsors, as always. So appreciative. We really do appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, man,
Are you okay?
I'm so relaxed from this therapy I got today that I'm just mumbling through this. Hey, if you want to become a sponsor. And I can't edit this because it's over the music.
That's what it is.
I
So hold on. Hold on.
Shut up,
Thank you to all who have donated. You can donate to our tip bucket by clicking the Venmo and Cash App links in the description, or simply search the Rhythm Section Pod on either app.
All right. CharMaine TyRelle, everyone.
Thanks for coming and doing this, brother.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I
Man,
appreciate y'all.
looking forward to seeing you
Yes,
again.
always. Look, we got to go for coffee one day. So.
You know it. You know
Let's
it.
do it.
Take care, everybody.
Go see a band.
Have a great day.